Njinga of Ndongo and Toussaint Louverture were both important historical figures.
Both Njinga and Toussaint had to make sacrifices for their goals.
Queen Njinga and Toussaint are both great examples of Black resilience against European imperialism and the slave trade. Queen Njinga's lifetime took place during the 1580s to the 1660s, and during that time, the transatlantic slave trade was going on. By 1625, 261,800 people were enslaved and taken to the New World, excluding the average 13,100 people who were killed and died on the slave ships. People who were used for slave labor were used for slave labor on sugar plantations that were in Brazil, the Caribbean, and southern Mexico. They were used for gold mines that many were in Brazil, silver mines that many were found in northern Mexico, and tobacco and rice estates that were used in the US. Nearly 60% of them were taken to the British, French, and Dutch sugar plantations in the Caribbean.
In the 1600s, and during Njinga's younger years, Ndongo went through a sudden political crisis. The king and Njinga's father, Ngolakia Samba, was ambushed and killed by a rebel Soba in the forest near Kabasa. It was most likely Soba Kavulo in the north who led a rebellion against him. Sobas, in Ndongo's hierarchy, are nobles placed just below the king. The communities surrounding the kingdom of Ndongo are the Mbangala, the Kingdom of Matamba, and the Kingdom of Congo. The Mbangala were tribes made of fierce and powerful cutthroat warriors. The Mbangala tribes spanned across the land of Ndongo, each independent and ruled by a leader, and the largest and deadliest Mbangala tribe was led by Kasanje. The Kingdom of Matamba was led by Queen Wango before Njinga took over, and Ndongo used to be part of the Kingdom of Congo before they broke off. The French Revolution lasted from 1789 to 1799. With the French Revolution came what were Europe's most radical thinkers. It was the communal want for freedom and autonomy and the idea of human rights. The French Revolution is where these ideas are first written down on a text to be a set law and expectation, the Declaration of the Rights of Man. The enslaved people in Haiti heard about all this and the French Revolution through the many ships coming in and out. This led to the beginning of the Haitian Revolution. The enslaved Africans, although from many different places in the continent, found community in the Voodoo religion. It is where Africans became free in their minds for the first time, saying no to slavery, and where they swore to secrecy. On August 22nd, 1791, 1,000 enslaved Africans attacked their masters on their plantations, killing many. The rebellion's numbers grew from 1,000 to 20,000 as newly liberated enslaved people burnt down plantations. Whites and mixed race fled to the capital city for protection.
Both Njinga and Toussaint achieved staple success that were highlighted in history. Toussaint led the first successful slave revolt in history, while Njinga's Ndongo was the only kingdom that was recognized as an independent nation by European powers and the Pope.
Both Njinga and Toussaint attempted to use diplomacy to solve issues, but much of the time it was unreciprocated and did not succeed. For example, there is a historical account of when the Portuguese did not offer Queen Njinga a chair during one of their negotiations and tried to make her sit on the ground below them. She instead got one of her subjects to act as a chair for her in order to be on equal ground with the Portuguese. These negotiations and any agreements that came after were in vain because the Portuguese did not follow any of the agreement's terms. Another example is when Toussaint offered a settlement deal for the white farmer class of Saint-Domingue that reinstated slave labor but allowed for more freedom and some reforms in plantations with better conditions. This deal was denied and no settlement was reached, and this led to the igniting attack of the Haitian Revolution.
The slavery conditions during Queen Njinga's and Toussaint Louverture's time were very similar. The desired material for the governing class was sugarcane, which were the types of plantations that the majority of the slaves worked on. The Portuguese took Africans from West and Central Africa, including the Kingdom of Ndongo, to work as slave laborers on their increasing sugar plantations in Brazil. The French inflicted great pain among black Haitians as they violently forced them to work in their sugarcane plantations.
Ndongo had eventually been taken over by the Portuguese and renamed Angola. But in the 1960s, the new generation of Angolans fighting for independence claimed Njinga as an icon of resistance, hope, power, and revolution. By the 60s and 70s, she'd become firmly entrenched in Angolan nationalism and much of liberal Africanist historiography as a proto-nationalist heroine.
Toussaint Louverture is admired by many for his intelligence, strategicness, diplomacy, and talent. Toussaint's actions in the Haitian Revolution mirror the beliefs of human rights and autonomy that drove the French Revolution.
Sadly, Toussaint Louverture died in a prison in France in 1803 before he could see his and Dessalines' work succeed and Haiti become the first independent Black republic. Despite the sadness in this fact, it shows that Toussaint's goals and beliefs never died with him, and instead lived on through those inspired by him. As he said himself, "In overthrowing me, you have only cut down the trunk of the liberty tree of the Blacks in Saint-Domingue. It will spring back from the roots, for they are numerous and deep."